I just saw the Guardians of the Galaxy movie Friday, and I'm here to talk about and tell you why I thought of the movie. First off, before I get started, I just want to say that I've never read the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I don't know much about the story, the characters, the lore, but I was not disappointed with this movie. I walked in blind, didn't know anything, and I was so happy how good this movie turned out. I just want to start off by saying, the characters in this movie I love. They are definitely among some of my favourite Marvel characters known. Especially Groot and Rocket Raccoon, which were two of the characters I was like, okay, so we got a talking tree. I can dig that. It was in Lord of the Rings. Fair enough. We got a tiny raccoon who loves to use a big gun, fights, and is angry. Awesome. But I was wondering, how are they going to make that work in a big production Marvel movie, in like the Avengers and Iron Man? And I have to say, they did it perfectly. Everything about this movie was great. The story was great. The characters were amazing. I really loved the banter between them all. They felt like the Avengers. I like the Avengers, but I felt like this group. I like this group more than I do the Avengers. They just feel more like a family. They feel closer. The banter and discussing and the way they interact with each other is just hilarious, and it's emotional, and it's just great overall. I really love how the characters all connect with each other. And no character is so on the spotlight. Although if I had to pick one standout character, I think it'd be Groot. Simply because I was not expecting much of him, because he only said like 3 or 4 words through the entire movie, but I was so surprised how good he actually turned out to be, and I really love him. But saying that, I love all the characters. And this movie, it never got boring. Through this entire movie, I was entertained. It was funny, it was emotional, there was great action. There was not one point in this movie where I got bored. I loved it from start to finish. And we finally got to see the big man himself. We saw Thanos. He does look a little different from when I saw him in Avengers, but he still looks awesome, and he looks big and menacing, like he will crush you if you look at him wrong. And I'm very excited now that they're finally starting to get into the meat of this saga with the story. And I believe I say in Avengers 3 is where he'll show up and become. I look forward to when he plays a bigger role in the movies, like he's centre stage. And he's just going to screw so much stuff up. I can't wait. I'm personally hoping for a Hulk versus Thanos fight, but as much as I love the Hulk, I believe if Thanos has the Infinity Gems, I just don't know what's going to happen. Mind you, I haven't read much Marvel comics. Only Marvel comic I've ever read properly was Civil War, which is awesome, by the way. I recommend anyone to read that, although it has been out for years now. But getting off track, Thanos is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see him. Now moving on, when you go see this movie, it caught me by surprise. Is the first scene you meet Star-Lord when he's a kid, and he's in a hospital, and it isn't a furry, emotional scene. Like, it's sad because I believe his mother is in bed, dying of cancer, and it's just a furry, impactful scene. Especially, it's so unexpected because the movie is advertised to be this big, fun comedy movie, and it is. By God, it is. But this scene, it's nice, and it really fits in nicely with the rest of the movie, because there is a most of scenes scattered. There's not too much, so it becomes really depressing, but it's really well done, and the movie itself is really good. It's emotional, it's funny, everything about it is great. It's all you could want from a Marvel movie, and I'd say it's probably in the top 3 Marvel movies that have been made. It's really that good. I'd say it's the best movie that's come out this summer. Well, it's either this or Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and it's not nearly as emotional as that movie is, but it's a great movie nonetheless. And I would if you're a fan of Marvel, you have to see this movie. Be it comics, graphic novels, TV shows, anything, you have to see this movie. It's great. You will be entertained from start to finish, and it's a great segue into the next couple of movies, because I feel like they're really starting to get into the deep meat of this story now. We're getting the Infinity Gems, we're starting to expand out of Earth, these different races, more characters, more complex and deep stories. But of course it still remains a simple, fun charm, which is the main thing we get from these Marvel movies. But overall, this movie is great, and I would recommend any of you to see it, especially in cinema. It's just, as like all Marvel movies, they're made to be seen in the theatres, and you have to see this movie. It's great. With that being said, I recommend all of you to see it, especially Marvel fans. And that is it for now. I'll be back again. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, and again, I'll see you next time.